I'm the Hooded Lid and welcome to my channel. Today I thought I'd try something different, and I don't know if it's something that's up your alley, something you want to see or not. We'll see how many views it gets. I'm a person who doesn't wear highlighter every day. If you follow me, you know, if you've seen a lot of my videos, you know I can go for weeks without wearing it. I tend to use foundations that have more of a natural finish, and oftentimes I just feel like I don't need it. And for my aesthetic, I don't like it when you can see it. When you're looking this way, when you see that stripe, oftentimes it looks fine when you're this way, but I don't know, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. I like mine to look pretty natural, and yet I have some here that are really not natural. So let's get into it. I want to start with liquids. I think the first liquid I ever found was one of these. So this is the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. It's actually not a highlighter, but I wear it as a highlighter often. Well, I used to. And let me just show you what that looks like. Of course, it's not dry, but I think this is absolutely highlight material. This actually is their liquid highlight. This is in Moonstone, I think. I'll put it down below. And that's right here. It's a little bit more peachy than the Backlight filter, but it's still within the realm of my natural color. I just don't wear it that often. Because of the two, I prefer this. This is my favorite liquid highlight. This is the original Spotlight from Charlotte Tilbury, and I've caked it on here so you can see what it is. It's right here. That's some bright stuff. But that's not how I use it. I usually just take a little bit, I go boom, boom, and dot it on straight from the applicator. And I'm not wearing any highlighter right now, but I just want to show you, I just think for my skin type, my skin tone, and my aesthetic, this is so natural looking. And now this is blended in well, so that's the Spotlight. This is, I believe, the Moonstone. I'll put it below. And this is the primer, the Backlight filter from Becca. Cover FX. I'm not sure they still make this particular color, and this is not an everyday color for me. This is a summer color, just special occasion. And I, again, use hardly any, but for the sake of showing you, I'm going to put a little bit more on. But when I put it on, 2 little dabs, this is too much. And that's right here. And again, this is going to be for a really summer, glowy, evening kind of look, but I'm going to use it so sparingly. I could use this every day, and I think I'd have it for years. That's how little I use. Cover FX. And then this is something, I don't know when I got this, and I know I never use it, but it is a drugstore, and it is beautiful, so I'm just going to swatch that up for you. And that's right here. It's a little bit more pink, but it's not so pink that it wouldn't look right on your skin. In fact, you know what? I'm going to put some on top of what I got going on here. Oh, this looks so beautiful that I can't. Okay, let's do it on the nose. By the way, I'm still in concealer hell and tried something else today. What a holy mess I made. What a holy mess. It's just really pretty and subtle. And I think you kind of have to ignore if something is a primer, or if something is a highlighter, or if something is a mixer, and just use it the way you want to use it. For me, it's subtle, and I like subtle highlighters. I would use it straight out as a highlighter. And here it is blended in, right there. It just really, really just gives a beautiful, beautiful glow. All right, that is liquids. Let's go with powders, and I'm going to show you a powder I don't use very often because I don't use powders, but I think it's the closest to the Charlotte Tilbury in its natural application, the way it looks on the skin. That's the Laura Mercier. This is highlight number 1, and it is beautiful. It has a teeny bit of a peachy kind of undertone, which I like the peach. But on the skin, it's just plain old beautiful. Finger, I'm going to start swatching the arm. Right there. And I have to say, this is a powder that looks satin on the skin. It doesn't have a chunky thing going on. It's beautiful and it's subtle. And I got a funny story. I found that because of Flesh and Fantasy. I tend to use Flesh and Fantasy just in the color because I don't like a shimmer in my blush. But this color I thought was a beautiful, beautiful highlighter. And so I just went around Sephora swatching stuff to get something close to that, just for shits and gigs. There it is. I really hope you can see this. As usual, I'm challenged with the light situation. It's really cloudy. So for the day to day, for something beautiful that doesn't look chunky, I just don't think you can do better than this. I really don't. Let's look at some pinky things. I do have this cream from MAC. It's really old, but it doesn't smell bad. And this is Shell. For me, it's too dark for my face, but it would be pretty on the eyes in the summertime, I think. NARS, Maldives. Another pink. And this is beautiful, but again, I have to find, for pinks, I have to find the right time and place. On my arm, compared to the Shell, this has a little bit more copper in it, even though they kind of look similar. Here, in fact, it almost looks like this has more lavender to it. My third and final pink is the Master Chrome. Now, it doesn't say what color this is. I imagine there was probably a tag somewhere that came off on the finger. And there's the Master Chrome. So the Master Chrome of the three is the lightest. Here's the Shell, here's the NARS Maldives, and this is the Master Chrome. But it is reading a little bit peach in comparison to those three. So those are some pink ideas. Kind of in the champagne range. This is a Sephora color, and you know what? This is beautiful. This is really, really well done. And it doesn't look chunky at all. On the finger, right here. And you can see it's just a beautiful champagne-y color. Might be a little bit too dark. My arms are the lightest part of my body, so I'm not using that as a full comparison, by the way. I have a mini of Becca Opal. Now, looking at these two together, I don't know, this one's a little more peachy, I think. Here's the Opal. The Opal on the finger, definitely a little more gold. And there's the Opal. I don't really wear it very much, but when it comes to something that is powder, I think the Beccas are very, very nice. They don't look chunky. And the Sephora is nice too, and of course the Laura Mercier. I have a couple of more Beccas that one of them I really regret. In fact, I think I'm going to toss it. But I kind of hate to because I look at makeup as tools. It might not be something I wear every day, but I might want to put it on my eyes sometime. Or maybe I want to put it on my décolleté, you know, after Hell freezes over. Moonstone. This is such a beautiful color, and again, on the finger, this is probably my favorite Becca color for my skin type. Again, because it's not too pink, it's not too gold, it just looks like reflection. This one I regret. This is Champagne Pop. I don't know what the hell anybody was thinking about it. I think people were so enamored of Jaclyn Hill. Like Jaclyn Hill could do no wrong. Everyone's, it's beautiful, I'm getting it. And everyone bought it. And I'm one of them. On the finger. It's right here. You know what I think? It's possible that the Moonstone was so light, I swatched right over it with the Champagne Pop. So here is the Moonstone. And here is the Champagne Pop. Again, I just don't think the Champagne Pop is a good color on my skin tone or a good color on most people's skin tone. And if I was to throw anything here away, well, I don't know, this is pretty old, but I think for the eyes I'm okay. And I know that sounds crazy, but Champagne Pop, not so much. And the whole thing that got me into this in the first place was this RMS that I got on the sale. And I think I need to return it. And I'm not sure they'll even let me because I'm sure it's been 30 days. But if I beg, maybe they will. And here's why. It looks beautiful in the pan, but this is really super gold. And I just don't think it looks great on my skin. Also, I think it looks a lot like this. I'm not sure they make this anymore. Here they are side to side. And they look very, very similar to me. Denona middle finger. RMS index finger, RMS, Denona. The Denona, when I first got this, I wore it all the time, but I got it in the spring sale probably, and wore it in the spring and summer, and my skin's a little bit darker like most people. Here's a better swatch, I think. This is the Denona, and this is the RMS, and you can see, I think in this one, I know I can, there's a lot more gold in that RMS. And for me, I just don't feel like it looks like natural skin. And that's my objective. I just want my skin to look naturally glowy. I don't want to see a stripe down the side of my face. Out of these, if you were looking for something very natural that doesn't look chunky, I would say the Laura Mercier #1. If you're in my skin tone range, which I consider myself light medium. Not quite a medium, not quite a light. This one, if they still make it in 01, is beautiful in the summertime, and it does not look chunky. For me, this one is not the right color, and it looks a little chunky. This one I think is beautiful, and the Becca powders don't look chunky. This is the Moonstone. I think I'm going to throw away the Champagne Pop. The pinks aren't something I wear very often, but I feel like have something, just to have something in case one day you want to do a pink. No reason not to, and the NARS is really expensive. The Master Chrome's a really good deal. I want to try their peach too. But again, I'm like, why? I hardly ever wear them. This one is gorgeous as a highlighter, even though it's a primer. Very, very, very subtle look. If you want to go for a little more than this gives you, their liquid's also nice, but I have to say, their powders are so nice, you really don't have to go for a liquid. And the only reason I say that is because they make the liquids in the same color, so why get a powder and a liquid in Moonstone? I think they read very, very similarly. The Charlotte Tilbury, absolutely my favorite right here. It's just so subtle. It looks like real skin. It looks like youthful, hydrated, beautiful skin. That's my goal. This is the one. The RMS, you guys, I hate to say it, but it also reads a little bit chunky to me on my face. So I'm going to try to take this one back. And that is pretty much it. My highlighters. I got one more, okay? This is discontinued. It was a limited edition, I think. And it's one of those things that changes colors, which I'm not sure it's changing colors. And I feel like there's a little bit of lavender in here, and I thought, well, this would be fun for a lavender look. It feels a little chunkier when you swatch it, and that's it right there. It's really pretty on the hand. On the face, it's more of a look. It's not something you would do on the daily. But again, you know, if you're going to do like a lavender look, why not have a lavender highlighter? And I got it when it was on sale. You know, if you go to Sephora and you type in sale in the search box, you find all the things that they are turning around. Sometimes I think it's because they've over-ordered, so they need to kind of shoo some things out. For instance, I saw the Too Faced Ginger Extra Spicy on sale a couple of times. It's not being discontinued. It's just, I think they're just trying to move their inventory. But sometimes it's something's being discontinued, like all the Bite stuff was for sale. And when this was for sale, I had a feeling this probably isn't selling well. It might have been in unintended limited edition and probably never coming back, so I got a good deal on that one. And that is it, my friends. That is my silly little highlighters. What I have, how they work for me, and what I suggest if you want a natural look like me. Thanks for spending a little time with me. I hope it was informative. And I hope you come back again. And until we next meet, I am wishing you a fabulous day.